Dave Rawlings, and I'm going to look at some fencing masks with you. Now, I'm going to look at the Lajolo Air Combat Mask, the Leon Paul latest HEMA mask, and a basic mask. Now, I've got a Leon Paul basic mask here, but it's really talking about a lot of very, very simple things that you see in beginner masks, very basic low-end masks. Okay, this is the Leon Paul mask. You'll notice I haven't got the back of head protection, the back of head cup here, and this is because I have a Spez back of head protector which I use with this, which I'll put on it in a bit and you can see. But you can see the inside quite nicely. Now, what Leon Paul have done, which is very, very, very good, is they've put more Velcro in this, which means that it's more adaptable. And you can put more padding in it, and you can arrange the padding. The padding they have put in is larger. This is also very good. One of the things I really like about this is the depth of the chin here. And I'll talk about this a little bit more with the Lajolo mask. This depth of the chin allows your chin to sit into a little bit easier, and it brings the throat padding back a little bit. And I think this actually makes your head sit inside the mask a little bit more securely. So it could still have more Velcro. Velcro is a very, very good thing. It allows you to adjust the mask a lot more. One thing that I'm not entirely pleased with, this little catch here, which goes on the side, and it basically means the mask can't come off your head. Now, this is a very, very good idea. However, I think it's overly complicated. You could do something much simpler, again with the magic Velcro, just simply something that's at the back of the head. And I'd rather see that, because if you need to get at the mask, it's easier to get to someone else's mask just from that behind point. Then you can go from either side. Okay. At the moment it's on one side, and it does make it problematic. You've got to go in from one side. I would prefer to see this behind the back of the head, and I'd prefer to see an easier system to take it off. But still, it's better than having nothing there. Okay, so this generally I think is an absolutely lovely mask. It has probably become my favourite HEMA mask, in conjunction with a particular Spez back of head protection, which I'll put on it in a little bit, and we can go through that too. So next up, let's have a look at the Lajolo mask. Now, this is the Air Combat, and both this and the Leon Paul masks have got extremely sturdy bibs. The Lajolo mask has got a very interesting innovation, which is that it has this air pump here, which means that you can inflate it, and as they say, this eliminates the half sizes. So Leon Paul have dealt with size issues by talking to me, and we put some extra padding that you can use to fill out your mask, which you can use to put a little bit more shock absorption between you and blows as well. Lajolo have done it by doing this air pump, and again, both methods work pretty damn well, but it's kind of makes your brain feel like you've been in the hot too long. So it's good. I find very, very rarely I use it. Now, the main thing that I have a disagreement with on this, and I think Leon Paul do better, is that this has a fixed strap. Now, forehead strap. Now, I find that potentially on occasion can slip up. Now, obviously the answer to that is probably to keep the mask pumped up, which can become quite intrusive after a while. I would prefer to be able to adjust this strap. That is a minor criticism. It's a very, very good mask, but I think that Leon Paul do that aspect better. The range of vision on this is exceptionally good, as it is on the Leon Paul as well. The mesh is incredibly strong, and as I say, they have a slightly different angle here. I don't think there's a particularly better or worse. This one does come with an intrinsic back of head protector here, which I will talk about in a minute. So before I go on to back of head protectors, I want to look at one final mask. Now, I'm using a Leon Paul here, but do be aware I'm talking very much about a generic type of mask, the very, very low end, and we're going to look at certain things on them. It's sold as a low end mask, so this is not a critique of Leon Paul. This is a general observation about something that you'll see in an awful lot of masks, and why it's okay and why it's not appropriate. This here, what we're looking at basically is something with a not particularly strong mesh, and as you can see, this is quite dented up, as it would be, and this has had a little bit of sparring experience, but predominantly this is getting dented up through even just drilling. It's quite easy, and we've been in a rapier class, someone's taken quite a large thrust and one of these has collapsed inwards. Okay, it's a basic mask, so the problem lies in the usage of, not the mask itself. You have to recognise that if you're using something for inappropriate to what the tool is being used for, you are ultimately at fault. So really, a mask with this quality mesh is only suitable for protecting your eyes. And the next reason for saying this is that you see this here, this bib, this will stop no impact at all. And we're not talking about the penetration of a broken tip or something going through. I'm talking about simple impact resistance in drilling. This is really, really not going to do a great deal. So does it mean you shouldn't use it for drilling? Does it mean you shouldn't use it for sparring? It means you shouldn't use it inappropriately. It means that if you use this, you treat someone ultimately as if they are unarmoured in the head. It is purely there to stop them accidentally getting thrust in the face. You don't try and thrust them too hard. You don't try and go, oh, this is going to stop me getting hit in the throat and it's going to stop it from hurting. It is only used as an accidental eye guard. That's the best way I can explain it. So if you turn up in a club wearing one of these, that's all you can expect out of it. Okay? And again, I say this regardless of whether it's Leon Paul, whether it's another manufacturer. This is not a critique of their item, it's a critique of what you expect out of it. Okay? So without any doubt, if you want something that's going to survive with you through training, I would look at one of these two things. Okay? And I'm not going to say which is the best because I think they're both perfectly wonderful masks. I have a leaning towards this one at the moment for general sparring because I think it fits on my head more securely. That's a personal choice. Different people with a slightly different head might find the other option better. Okay, so back of head protection. Now there are 4 types that I'm going to look at. 3 are made by Spez. 1 is the Lajolo intrinsic back of head protection from the AIr combat mask. Type 1 from Spez is this contraption, which Matt has alluded to in a previous video, where the square bit goes at the top. No, we don't want to talk about that. It's terrible. It's rubbish. It doesn't work. We don't. No. Just do it. Okay. So number 2 is the Lajolo intrinsic back of head protection. Now, it's good. It's functional. It's very, very simple. It goes in the back of your mask. Has tiny spaces. It's okay. It doesn't offer a great degree of impact resistance. I'm not fussed by it. It's okay for rapier play. It never seems to rest absolutely in place. Maybe I'm putting it in wrong, but I've tried it in different configurations and it really doesn't sit that comfortably. It has a habit of popping out of the sides. It's an okay effort. I don't think it's ultimately what we want from back of head protection. Secondly, the whatever the hell this is called from Spez. This is the Wimple, I like to call it. And I appreciate what they've tried to do with this. I have never, ever seen it sit comfortably on a mask. It is incredibly hot. It never seems to fit properly. And yeah, I really respect what they've done. Maybe with a drawstring here, something to make this very, very adjustable, it could be good. And yes, it does offer you a vast degree of protection, but it's hot and it's unwieldy and it never seems to fit masks properly. So again, not my favourite choice. This one here is Spez's best offering, I think. And I think, to be honest, I know what Matt said about sort of like heat, this kind of thing. This does the job. It does it exceedingly well. It's absolutely simple. It's lovely. Yes, points can go under here, but it happens rarely. And what the fuck do you do if it does? You take the point out and it didn't go in your face and it didn't get you sort of like knocked unconscious. So this, I think, generally on a Leon Paul is very, very good. Very, very simple. I haven't tried it on the Lajolo, but I will do. Simple chin strap attachment. Nice and simple padding on the side. Yes, it does get warm. It doesn't get excessively warm, but it fits snugly. And this is good back of head protection and it fits the mask. There is no spaces in here. I think this is a very, very good option. Nearly everybody in the club has these. Once you're used to wearing them, you don't really notice them. You don't go, shit, it's hot all the time. You go, my head feels safer and I like this. Okay, so this I think is a very good option. Yes, it would be nice to see masks which have specific head protection integral to them, but this is a really good option. I think Spez have turned out something absolutely simple and fabulous here. I don't like the other ones, completely honestly, but this I think is very, very simple and does the trick. It also means that you can remove, as I pointed out earlier, it means you can remove the head anchorage point that comes with the Leon Paul mask, and it will still sit securely on your mask if you do the Velcro up, and it will stay on your head. So very, very happy with that, and I think it fits very, very well. So in closing, just have a look at the good and bad points about back of head protection from these particular setups, apart from the unnameable, which will not return. Here is that the Lajolo is okay. It's soft padding, so it hasn't got a hard plate in it, so again, I'm not massively impressed with it, and it does not sit comfortably, it doesn't stay in position, so I don't particularly like it. The Spez Wimple here is okay, offers a lot of protection, far too hot, never seems to fit properly on a mask. And this one here from Spez, again, I will put the link down below, I think is superb. It does the job. Everyone in the class that has one seems to be fairly happy with them. Yes, they are warm. Are they excessively so? I do not think so. I think it's a very, very good protector. This also, hard plates in here, which takes a lot of the impact out if you do get hit in the back of the head. So very, very good mask. Comes very far down the nape as well, so also good. Okay, I'll put the details below. I hope you have found this helpful, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.